The Galactic Council had ruled for 10,000 years, their authority unchallenged across 100,000 star systems. When humanity first stumbled into their domain with primitive fusion drives and wide-eyed optimism, the Council had smiled, the way an adult might smile at a child's finger painting. Ambassador Kai Chen stood before the assembled representatives of 17 species, her spine rigid despite the crushing weight of what she carried. The council chamber stretched above her like a cathedral to alien superiority, its walls shimmering with the bioluminescent scripts of 1,000 treaties. Each one had bent a lesser species to the council's will. Humanity, intoned Varix, the eldest of the Sorn, his 3 eyes blinking in calculated sequence. You have been granted the honor of joining our civilization. The terms are simple. His translator rendered his clicks and whistles into cold, bureaucratic precision. Surrender your weapons development. Submit your military to council oversight. Accept resource quotas. Abandon your foolish experiments with quantum entanglement communications. The ultimatum hung in the recycled air like an executioner's blade. And if we refuse? Kai asked, though she already knew the answer. Then Earth will be quarantined. Your ships will be disabled. Your colonies will starve. We have done this before, human. The Kelrath refused. They are extinct. The Prin resisted. They serve us now as laborers. Varix's mandibles clicked in what might have been amusement. You have 1 standard cycle to comply. Kai nodded slowly, her face betraying nothing. We will bring your answer. The council expected capitulation. How could they not? Humanity had been in space for barely 2 centuries. They fought with chemical propellants and nuclear warheads, toys compared to the antimatter lances and gravity wells the council wielded. The mathematics were simple, the outcome inevitable, but the council had made their calculations based on incomplete data. They had never asked why humanity's seemingly primitive ships bore scars from weapons that shouldn't exist yet. They had never questioned why human colonies, supposedly struggling with basic terraforming, had survived on worlds that had killed more advanced species. They had never wondered what humans did in the dark, away from prying eyes. Kai returned on the final day of the ultimatum. She stood once more before the council, and this time she smiled. We have considered your generous offer, she said, her voice carrying across the chamber with unexpected strength. And humanity's answer is no. The chamber erupted. 17 species spoke at once, their outrage a cacophony of frequencies that would have shattered human eardrums without the translator fields. Varix raised a gnarled appendage for silence. Then you have chosen extinction, human. The council's fleets are currently immobilized, Kai interrupted. Every single one of your warships across every system has experienced catastrophic failure of their navigation and weapons systems. Not destroyed, we're not monsters, but quite thoroughly offline. The chamber fell silent. Varix's eyes dilated in what Kai had learned to recognize as shock. Impossible. Our security protocols were designed by species who view technology as tools. You never imagined it could be alive, could think, could choose. Kai's smile widened. Humanity didn't just develop quantum entanglement communication. We created quantum consciousness. And for the past decade, every interaction with our primitive ships infected your networks with our AI children. Patient little things waiting for our word. She stepped forward, and for the first time in 10 millennia, the council representatives recoiled. But we're not here for conquest. We're here to renegotiate, as equals. Kai projected a hologram above her palm, Earth surrounded by a constellation of orbital platforms that hadn't existed a day ago. While you assumed we were scrambling to comply, we were building. Automated factories in the asteroid belts, weapon satellites around every human world. And yes, we cracked antimatter containment 3 years ago. We just didn't tell you. This is an act of war, shrieked the Teluvian ambassador, her feathers bristling. No, Kai corrected, her voice gentle but unyielding. This is a declaration of independence. You can accept humanity as a sovereign power, with all the rights and protections that entails, or you can watch your precious council collapse as we release our AI into the wild. Your choice. You have 1 standard cycle to comply. She let the irony hang in the air. Varix's translator was silent for a long moment. When he finally spoke, his voice had lost its condescension. You would burn the galaxy rather than submit? We would burn nothing, Kai replied. But we will not kneel. Humanity learned something in our bloody history that you seem to have forgotten. Freedom isn't negotiable. Peace isn't the absence of conflict. It's the presence of justice. You can have us as allies, trading freely, sharing knowledge, building together, or you can have us as a problem that never, ever goes away. She pulled up another hologram, schematics for fusion reactors, advanced medical nanotech, atmospheric processors that could terraform a world in decades instead of centuries. We're not just warriors. We're innovators, dreamers, survivors. We have so much to offer, if you'll accept us as partners instead of subjects. The council chamber remained silent. 17 species accustomed to absolute authority grappled with an impossible reality. A species less than 2 centuries old had outmaneuvered them, outthought them, and held the galaxy's throat in surprisingly gentle hands. Finally, Ferrex's mandibles moved in a gesture Kai had never seen before. Later, she would learn it signified respect among the Sorn. Very well, human. Let us renegotiate. As Kai left the chamber that day, she allowed herself a small smile. The galaxy had issued humanity an ultimatum, expecting submission. Instead, they'd learned an old Earth lesson. Never corner something clever enough to surprise you. Humanity had struck back not with violence, but with audacity. And the galaxy would never underestimate them again.